Tulsi Gabbard is an American politician, United States Army Reserve officer and political commentator who was the U.S. representative for Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District from 2013 to 2021. Gabbard was the first Samoan-American voting member of Congress and also the first Hindu Congresswoman. Born, April 12, 1981, age 43 years, Lelealoa, American Samoa. Spouse, Abraham Williams, M. 2015, Eduardo Tamayo, M. 2002 to 2006. Previous offices, Representative, HI 2nd District, 2013 to 2021, more. Parents, Mike Gabbard, Carol Porter Gabbard. Marriage location, Kahaluu, Hawaii, United States. Previous campaigns, United States presidential election, 2020, United States House of Representatives elections, 2018. Tulsi Gabbard net worth $1 million. Early life and education. Gabbard was born on April 12, 1981 in Lelealoa, Maoptisi County, on American Samoa's main island of Tutuila. She was the fourth of 5 children born to Carol, née Porter Gabbard and Mike Gabbard. In 1983, when Gabbard was 2 years old, her family moved to Hawaii, where they had lived in the late 1970s. Gabbard has both European and Samoan ancestry and was raised in a multicultural household. Her mother was born in Indiana and grew up in Michigan. Her father was born in American Samoa and lived in Hawaii and Florida as a child. He is of Samoan and European ancestry. After moving to Hawaii, Gabbard's mother became interested in Hinduism and gave Hindu names to all her children. Gabbard's given name, Tulsi in Sanskrit, is the word for holy basil, regarded as an earthly manifestation of the goddess Tulsi. Growing up in Hawaii, Gabbard's childhood included surfing and martial arts, while also learning spiritual principles from the Bhagavad Gita. She was raised in part with the teachings of the Science of Identity Foundation, SIF, a Vaishnava Hindu organization connected with International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. According to some sources, Gabbard was homeschooled through high school, except for 2 years at an all-girls SIF boarding school in the Philippines. Gabbard settled into the Hindu faith as a teenager. Personal life. Gabbard is an American Samoan from Hawaii and a lifelong surfer. She has mentioned being a vegetarian, though some sources have reported her as a vegan. She follows the Vaishnava tradition of the Hindu faith and values as her spiritual guide the Bhagavad Gita, which includes the principles of karma and dharma. She has also described herself as a karma yogi, action-oriented yogi. She took the oath of office in 2013 with her personal copy of the Gita. After moving to Washington, D.C., Gabbard lived across the Anacostia River with her sister, Vrindavan, a U.S. Marshal. She has worked on several efforts for military veterans and also noted being inspired by former President Kennedy. Among other activities in D.C., Gabbard has been participating in the celebration of Diwali, the Indian Festival of Lights, along with members from the Indian American community. In 2016, she supported the campaign by Hindu Americans for a Diwali commemorative stamp in the United States, noting that the Diwali festival honors values such as righteousness that transcend different religions and backgrounds. Earlier in Hawaii, she was briefly associated with Science of Identity Foundation, SIF, a Vaishnava Hindu and Bhakti Yoga affiliated organization. She described that SIF's leader, Mr. Butler, was like a guide and essentially like a Vaishnava Hindu pastor during her early years. Gabbard has often mentioned that the teachings of selfless action from the Gita motivated her towards social work. Later in 2014, as a congresswoman, she also presented a copy of Gita to India's Prime Minister Modi on the latter's visit to the United States. With regards to marital relationship, in 2002, Gabbard, at the age of 21, married Eduardo Tamayo. Meanwhile, she was deployed to Iraq from 2004 to 2005, serving with the National Guard. Gabbard got divorced in 2006, citing the stresses war places on military spouses and families as a reason for their divorce. Later in 2015, Gabbard married freelance cinematographer and editor Abraham Williams, the son of her Honolulu office manager, in a traditional Vedic wedding ceremony. Political career. Hawaii House of Representatives, 2002 to 2004. In 2002, after redistricting, Gabbard won the 4-candidate Democratic primary for the 42nd District of the Hawaii House of Representatives with a plurality of 43% of the vote. Gabbard then won the general election with 60.7% of the vote, defeating Republican Alfonso Jimenez. At the age of 21, Gabbard became the youngest legislator ever elected in Hawaii's history and was at the time the youngest woman ever elected to a U.S. state legislature. During her term of office, Gabbard successfully led opposition and protests to a state bill that would have legalized same-sex civil unions, and urged Hawaiians to support the federal marriage amendment to prevent federal law from overriding state law with regard to same-sex marriage. In 2004, Gabbard filed for re-election but then volunteered for Army National Guard service in Iraq. Rita Cabanilla, who filed to run against her, called on Gabbard to resign because she would not be able to represent her district from Iraq. Gabbard announced in August 2004 that she would not campaign for a second term, and Cabanilla won the Democratic primary with 58% of the vote. State law prevented the removal of Gabbard's name from the ballot.